Look around and you'll see this tiny fuzzy plant almost everywhere. Moss. It is beautiful, resilient, and underappreciated, and winter is one of the best times to observe it. Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is Planting Curiosity. Moss is an ancient plant. It's over 400 million years old. It breaks down rocks and turns it into soil and becomes the foundation for ecosystems, so lots of different plants can grow. As we walk through the forest here, we are surrounded by a diversity of moss species. There's about 800 different species in British Columbia, and moss is found on every continent in the world. And these species are as diverse as the rest of the plants in the forest. They can grow from only a millimeter high to up to 10 centimeters tall. You may not realize it, but even a small patch of moss has a huge impact on the ecosystem that it's in. The boundary layer is the thin, turbulent air just above the Earth's surface. Mosses play a key role here by stabilizing humidity, slowing winds, and regulating temperature. Moss acts like a sponge. Look how happy this moss is here. It is so wet because it is soaked up to 20 times its weight in water. It absorbs the impact of falling raindrops, slowing the water down so it doesn't wash the soil away. This moisture provides a water source for all different species in the ecosystem, from tiny water bears to giant western red cedar trees.
A bryologist is somebody who studies mosses and other moss-like plants. Today we're looking at a beautiful pile of moss, which are in a group of plants called the bryophytes. Bryophytes are the oldest living land plant. They evolved about 420 million years ago out of the sea and started colonizing Earth as we know it.
What makes moss unique to other plants?
Well, mosses are very small. They reproduce with spores instead of seeds, which are basically like dust that flows on the wind. And the most important thing is that mosses can dry out for long periods of time, just sitting dormantly waiting for rain to come. And they can sit that way for hours, days, months, even years and decades. Mosses don't have roots or true roots. They don't have real leaves either. Most moss leaves are only 1 cell thick. And the roots themselves don't actually pull water up through them or nutrients. They really just hold the plant to the ground. And so they live in this life that's totally dependent on external water. This is another leafy liverwort. To me, it's amazing. Like, this has these tiny little threads.
Oh yeah.
That if you look with a hand lens, they're actually itty bitty little leaves.
Wow. Looking through the hand lens, it looks so different.
I know, and if you think that's cool, just wait till you see them under the microscope. Your mind will be blown. Shall we go collect a sample and
Yes.
look at them in the lab?
Let's do it. So we've collected all of these from the field, and now we're back here in your lab. What are we going to do with them?
Okay, so we're going to do a couple things with them. Like, first we want to, we want to see if there are any microorganisms living in here, right?
Yeah.
And there are tons that could be living in these little moss clumps. So we will look at individual leaves, and once you have the leaves and the cross sections, we can look at it on the big scope. You can kind of see that it's got a white tip to it, which is important for catching water. Now I'm going to zoom in, and you can see on this plant these amazing bumps right on the edge of the leaf. And those are the bumps that are really important for helping move water along the surface. Mosses can actually live way high up in the tree canopy, right? They don't have roots. They can pull water directly out of the air from fog and clouds and rain. And they're super important in transferring that water to the ecosystem. And so why don't we look at how quickly a moss can absorb water?
So right now it's dry.
Yeah.
We're going to add water to it and watch the magic happen.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! Yeah! That is amazing. It's like it's absorbing everything.
Yeah.
And it's totally changed shape.
And so that's the thing, right? They can stay in that dry state for a long time and then immediately start opening up. That's why they sort of just add water plants.
Dan is behind me looking through the microscope for water bears, also known as tardigrades, which are microscopic little creatures that live in moss, and they're super resilient. They can live in really cold temperatures and really hot, harsh conditions as well, and they're found on all continents around the world.
Oh, there's a water bear.
Really?
Yeah, you want to see
Oh my gosh, yes! Okay, this is my first time ever seeing a water bear, so this is a big deal. Oh my gosh, it's so cool.
I think people should love moss because, first of all, it's its own tiny little world that exists basically in your backyard, on the concrete on your way to school. It's a part of everyday life that people just don't appreciate. And I think that if people learned a little bit more about how diverse they are and how many unique species they are and how some of these species are rare and endangered and their habitats are endangered, I think that we would be a lot better off.
Moss is an amazing plant that often doesn't get the recognition it deserves. There are many species in British Columbia, and some of them are endangered, and they need our protection. And by protecting these little plants, we're protecting entire ecosystems.